Hey guys! In this video today, I will tell you a little bit about what mindfulness is. Then we'll talk about mindfulness in the context of meditation, talk a bit about what mindfulness in the context of meditation means and also what it doesn't mean, talk about some misconception that people often have about what it means to meditate, and then we'll do a practice together as well to try it out for yourselves. First, to start out with, mindfulness really, in terms of the scientific definition, is the awareness that arises from paying attention on purpose to the present moment and non-judgmentally. So what does that mean? Apparently, and obviously, this definition has several key points that I would like to highlight for you. Mindfulness is not necessarily only the attention itself, right? It's the quality of awareness that arises through paying attention on purpose. So it's the quality of your awareness. It's not you focusing or you being distracted. It's really the way in which you are paying attention, as opposed to just being in the state of paying attention. So that's the first thing, and we'll experience how that feels like in a moment. And the other important thing is that it is on purpose. So it is the intentional cultivation of a certain quality of attention in the present moment, curiously and non-judgmentally. That's really important. So when we are cultivating mindfulness or a mindful state of awareness, we want to cultivate a stance of non-judgment towards our present moment experience, which means that instead of observing whatever is around us and immediately classifying that as, oh, I like this, oh, I don't like this, oh, this is good, this is bad, instead allowing the present moment to be exactly what it is, the truth to just be whatever it is, without needing to make an evaluation about it. This is really difficult because the mind does this very automatically usually, but it's an invitation to allow all of the information that we can take from the present moment to really arrive with us. And that is easier if we didn't prejudge it as good or bad, because if we already say, oh, I like this, then we might close our minds to the entirety of the situation because there might be elements of it that aren't that great. On the other hand, if we've already decided, oh, I don't like this, I don't really want to engage with this, then we push away an experience to the point where certain pieces of information that might help us aren't getting to us because of the judgment that we've made. So with that in mind, it is really important when we do cultivate mindfulness in our meditation practice to see if we can non-judgmentally observe our experience and just see if we can just see whatever it is as it is, without needing to judge it essentially. Yeah, and those are the important elements. And then there's also the element of acceptance, perceiving things with an accepting attitude, which is similar to the non-judgment, a way of allowing the entirety of the truth to be there. It doesn't mean that we need to accept it in the sense of not wanting to change anything about it. But no matter the situation, unless there is acceptance of the entirety of the truth in the situation, there isn't much that we can do about it, because again, if we don't accept something, we hold it a little bit away from us, which then prevents us from taking in all the information that we could theoretically get from it, okay? So those are some of the ideas around mindfulness. And then about the practice itself. So when we practice mindfulness, we really want to try to bring a lot of kindness and a lot of patience and a positive and sort of allowing attitude to the practice, not judging ourselves for probably getting distracted because that's just what happens. Being patient and trusting the process of the unfolding and the shifts in our awareness to take place if we just engage with the practice in an open and curious manner, and letting go also of any expectations that we might have about what this practice should feel like, what the outcomes of the practice should be, that we should feel relaxed after, because it's not really about becoming relaxed and feeling good. That is what it has become a lot of the times, meditation. But initially, really what we want to think about is it is our practice of focus, our practice of being present in the moment, our practice of experiencing the mind and observing the mind, observing the body, and becoming really attuned to that and to whatever is present in the moment with us. Instead of trying to change our experience, we allow the experience to be exactly what it is. And through that allowing, oftentimes positive feelings and relaxation are the outcome. But it wouldn't be so helpful always to expect that to be the outcome, because there are days where that is just not the case, especially if there is a lot of distress, if there is a lot of confusion or a lot of tension. Meditation can sometimes amplify the truth more than it can change it, especially in the short term. Okay. So those are some of the ideas that I wanted to mention before. And then importantly also, meditation isn't, at least in the beginning, about not thinking. Because our mind always thinks. That's just what it does. What we're learning is to relate to our mind and to our mental activity in a bit of a different way. Instead of identifying with the thoughts, identifying with the emotions, identifying with the body, we are developing a awareness of our experience that sort of sits behind or above our thoughts, our emotions, our body sensations, and observes those from a distance. So it's about gaining insight into the process of our mental activity by observing it. It's not about not having mental activity, not thinking. And the example for that would be, instead of being in the mind, I'm so worried about this, oh, I hope this goes this way, or what am I going to do later? You step back from that and you observe the process and you go, my mind is planning. My mind is worrying. My mind is remembering. So really beginning to create some distance between our experience of our thoughts and us observing the thoughts from sort of our awareness standpoint. And we will practice that. So again, if you find yourself getting distracted, if you find your mind wandering off and you know, dropping back into the process of the thinking, that's very normal. What we want to then learn is to catch ourselves. I'm in the mind again. I'm in the emotion again. Let's take a step back. And we take a step back. And the more that we practice, the easier it gets for us to notice when we are in the thought, and then taking a step back. And through that, in the longer term, the thoughts will become, or they will feel slower. There will be spaces between thoughts sometimes where it does feel like, I'm not even thinking about anything. Because I'm just in this observing stance with my awareness. So that's sort of how that can be explained, that idea of, we're not thinking. It's not that our mind ever stops. It's just that we are better able to redirect our attention toward a different element of our awareness, which is the observation, rather than being in the process of thinking itself. Okay, so that was a brief sharing and info about some of the mechanics of meditation. There's a lot more, and I could talk about this for hours, but let's drop into a practice together to get an experience about this, or of this, that I've talked about. Okay, so wherever you are in your space, you can find a comfortable seat. And just beginning by closing your eyes. And as you close your eyes, first noticing any sounds that you can hear around you in your space. Starting with a sound that is far, far away from you. What's the furthest sound that you can hear? And then giving that sound a name. Perhaps traffic or sounds of people talking. And then drawing your attention to sounds a little bit closer to you. Again, allowing the sounds to be whatever they are. And simply giving the sound a name. Maybe birds chirping or sound of the air conditioner or heater. Spending a moment being with the sounds, allowing them to arise and pass. And then drawing your attention to sounds even closer to you. Perhaps the sound of your breath as you inhale through your nose. And exhale through your nose. Paying close attention to the sound of your inhale and your exhale. And then noticing the sensation of your inhale in your body and the sensation of your exhale in your body. Beginning by noticing the temperature of the air as it enters your body through your nose. And the different temperature as the air leaves your body again through your nose. Feeling the breath in the chest, expanding the chest, and as you inhale, sitting up a little bit taller, reaching the crown of the head toward the ceiling or the sky. And as you exhale, noticing the chest area soften, maybe the back soften, and sinking a little heavier into your seat. Noticing the entire body expand as you inhale, the belly and the chest. And the entire body soften, ground down into the earth as you exhale. just spending a few moments completely immersed in the experience of breathing. Noticing the intricate sensations associated with your inhale and your exhale. You may notice thoughts arising as you attempt to pay attention to your breath. The invitation is to simply notice that a thought has arisen. Noticing the nature of the thought as planning, remembering, judging, worrying, whatever the nature of your thought is that you have noticed. Without getting attached to the thought, without following the thought, allowing it to simply be and pass as you exhale. Directing your attention back to noticing the breath. And if it helps you, you can name the inhale. Breathing in. And quietly naming the exhale. Breathing out. And just repeating silently in the mind. Inhale as you inhale. And exhale if you exhale. Whenever your mind wanders off, which it inevitably will do, simply notice, smile, and return your attention back to focusing on inhale and exhale. Taking 3 more breaths like this. Then directing your attention to the top of your head. If it helps, you can visualize a bright ball of light on the top of your head. Noticing the sensations at the top of your head. And drawing your attention into your face. Noticing any sensations in your forehead, around your eyes, around your nose and your mouth, around your cheeks and your jaw. Seeing if you can soften your face as you exhale. Softening the eyes, softening the jaw, allowing the tongue to drop towards the bottom of your mouth. Moving your attention to your throat area. And softening the throat. And the neck and the shoulders. Noticing them moving as you inhale and exhale. And allowing the shoulders to drop away from the ears as you exhale. And feeling sensation in your forearms, in your upper arms, in your elbows, in your hands. Moving back up the arms, forearms, elbows, upper arms, into your torso, the front of your torso, in the back. Simply noting any areas of tension or tightness without needing to necessarily change the experience. Simply taking a note and perhaps seeing if you can create some space in the tight areas with your inhale and soften with your exhale. Noticing sensation in your hips, in your seat, in your thighs, in your knees, in your calves, your ankles, the feet, and all of the toes. As you breathe calmly and allowing the natural flow of your breath to arise, noticing the contact points between your body and the earth. Seeing if you can create space in your body as you inhale. And soften and drop, relax the entire body as you exhale. And spending a few moments just observing whatever is present for you right now. Could be body sensations, could be emotions, could be thoughts, or perhaps any impulses to act, to move, to change, to stop. Whatever you notice in your experience, allowing that to be. No need to change or judge any part of your experience. You can always return to paying attention to the sensation of your breath. to anchor yourself in the here and now. Creating space with every inhale. And softening as you exhale. Again, remembering if you do find yourself getting lost in thought, the practice is really just to notice and returning back to observing your experience. And then very slowly stretching out the ears into the room and perceiving the sounds around you. Noticing the temperature of the space around you on your skin. The sensation of the cloth on your skin. And perhaps beginning to slowly move the fingers and the toes, maybe rolling your shoulders and keeping the eyes closed for a moment. Maybe swaying the head left and right. Dropping the chin towards the chest, stretching out the neck, pulling the shoulders together in your back, reaching your arms up overhead, interlacing the fingers and turning the palms of the hands up towards the ceiling. Taking a deep inhale, and then exhale, letting the hands go to the sides of the body, rolling the shoulders one more time. And slowly you can open up the eyes, staying with yourself, the gaze is down. Maybe doing some stretching after meditation can sometimes be nice. Placing the right hand down and then stretching the left hand over. Giving yourself a nice side stretch, breathing into the side of the body. And then going over to the other side, left hand down, right hand reaches over, stretching the right side of your body. And then coming back again, reaching the arms up over your head, interlacing the fingers, stretching the palms up. Giving yourself a smile. And then bringing the hands down again, rolling the shoulders again, extending the legs. They may have fallen asleep. Mine may have fallen asleep. You can tap out your legs a little, waking them up again. And only standing up when you feel like you can stand on your legs, because sometimes accidents happen when we stand on asleep limbs. Yeah. So this was the meditation practice for you. I hope that you found this interesting, whatever your experience was. And if you have ever any questions about meditation, about how to practice, anything related to different types of practices and experiences with the practice, you can always leave a comment or reach out to me. And I look forward to hearing from you. And perhaps see you for another video. Until then, all the best to you and take care.